Yesterday, Mohan came with a new question. He asked, I am planning to buy a new apartment and I have liked a flat. I asked, what is the flat number? And Mohan said, it is on the top 10th floor and the flat number is 1003. I said, seems you are very much interested to enter the domain of Rahu. My fellow, be aware, 1003 is Rahu and you are going through Rahu Mahadasha. Mohan immediately dropped the idea of booking flat 1003. I said, you can buy some other available flat, but be aware, the sum total of the flat number must not come down to 4. Whenever your house or flat number comes down to the sum total of 4, you should make a note that Rahu presides over your house. So it is a given fact that you are living in a Rahuish home when your house or flat number is 004, 103, 202, 301, 409, 508, 607, 706, 805, 904, 1003, 1102, 1201, or your flat number is 1300. Any flat number whose sum total comes down to number 4 means the flat is under Rahu's influence. But Rahuish home is not always bad. It depends on who is the owner of the house. It depends on what is the profession of the owner. It depends on whether Rahu is beneficial or not beneficial in the flat owner's horoscope. It all comes down to the basic horoscope. You see, that is why numerology is not effective unless you have a strong astrology knowledge base. Rahuish home or number 4 home is positive and lucky for those professionals who are working in the media, that is news channels, as news reporter, news anchor or TV journalist, or someone who is working in the newspaper, print media as a journalist or editor, or someone who is doing PRO, public representative officer, or someone who is a politician, an elected representative or a party worker or a party spokesperson, or someone who is a film actor or actress, or someone who is an ambassador, foreign country representative, or someone who is into digital marketing field. For all these professions, a number 4 house or a number 4 flat is beneficial. Similarly, number 4 house is also lucky for individuals indulging in negative professions such as underworld or witchcraft or frauds, cheaters and gangsters. So you see, basically Rahuish men and women who are active in Rahuish professions, for such men and women the number 4 apartment or flat proves beneficial. Number 4 house brings you face to face with the public. So if Rahu is beneficial in your horoscope, then this house number 4 or sum total of your flat number, if it comes to 4, then you can become a popular figure among the public. But the real question remains, what about those fellows whose Rahu is not beneficial, whose profession is different from the professions that I just mentioned, and for whom Rahu is not beneficial but utterly hazardous to their growth? And my podcast is specifically for non-Rahuish fellows, because non-Rahuish fellows suffer from Rahu's wrath. A Ketuish person suffers from Rahu, and a Rahuish person suffers from Ketu. So now let us see the remedies that you can perform to overcome the ill effects of your house number 4, or sum total of your house number 4. When your house has number 4, or the sum total of your flat number is coming down to number 4, and Rahu is not beneficial in your horoscope, rather Rahu is the pain in your life, then you should do the following remedies. You should stick or paste a big size Panchamukhi Hanuman picture on your main door from outside. And see what a coincidence. Today is Saturday, the day of Lord Hanuman. Jai Veer Hanuman. The second remedy is start doing Loban in your house every evening between 6:30 pm to 7:30 pm. How to do Loban? That must be your next question. It is easy. You will get Loban from any shop that sells puja or worship related materials. Generally, the old shops would have it. Loban comes in the form of small rocks and powder. All you have to do is buy good quality Loban, buy good quality instant charcoal, the one that burns within few minutes, and buy a metal or clay pot that looks like this. Once you have got all the 3 items, then on your first day evening, burn the instant charcoal on your gas stove for 10 minutes. Once the charcoal is burning red hot, then place it in the pot and then pour the precious Loban crushed powder in the pot. And then the smoke with a certain fragrance will start coming. Now walk through all your rooms and let the smoke penetrate in every corner of your house. It is a wonderful way of purifying the environment that is your home, in which you live day in and day out. Loban looks like this. You need to crush these small rocks before burning the Loban in your home. The more you crush, the more the smoke will emerge, and your house will be blessed with the divine aroma of Loban. Loban is generally done in Dargah. Dargah is a place of worship. It is a place where the body of a great Sufi saint is buried and worshipped day in and day out by those who keep no discrimination between a Muslim or a Hindu. Dargah, or the holy shrine of Sufi saint, is a highly powerful divine place where people from all faiths, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, come and seek his divine intervention. The famous Haji Ali Dargah of Mumbai, or the famous Ajmer Khwaja Sahib Dargah in Ajmer, welcomes millions of people from all faiths and walks of life. And there are many more such divine shrines, Dargah, across India. But those fellows who are still stuck in the idea that I am Hindu and so how I can visit a dargah will never understand. They will remain stuck. Always remember, a place of worship, especially a shrine, a dargah, knows no discrimination. Simply because all these great Sufi saints never in their life discriminated anybody. To them, Hindu was as good as a Muslim, and a Muslim was as good as a Christian, and a Christian was as good as a Buddhist, and a Buddhist was as good as a Sikh. Reminds me of a beautiful story, the story of Sufi saint Khwaja Sahib Moinuddin Chishti of Ajmer. Chishti was a great mystic, one of the greatest ever born, and he was a musician. To be a musician is to be against Islam because music is prohibited. He played on the sitar and on other instruments. He was a great musician and he enjoyed it. 5 times every day, when a Muslim is required to pray the 5 ritual prayers, he wouldn't pray. He would simply play on his instrument. That was his prayer. He lived in his own divine world. He was just himself. This was absolutely anti-religious, but nobody could say anything to Chishti. His aura, his presence itself was so enchanting that people used to forget the very reason for which they had come to meet him. Many times people would come to tell him so, and he would start singing, and the song would be so beautiful, they would forget completely why they had come. He would start playing on his instrument, and it would be so prayerful that even scholars and pandits and imams who had come to object wouldn't object. And when they were back at their home, they would remember why they had come. Moinuddin Chishti's fame spread over the world. He was popularly known as Khwaja Garib Nawaz, which means the one who shows kindness to the poor. From every part of the world, people started coming. One man, Jilani, himself a great mystic, came from Baghdad just to see Chishti. When Chishti heard that Jilani was coming, he felt, to pay respect to Jilani, it will not be good to play my instrument now. Because he is such an orthodox Muslim, it will not be a good welcome. He may feel hurt. So only for that day, in his whole life, he decided he would not play. He would not sing. Such a humble soul. He was such a great persona. For the sake of giving respect, the greatest Sufi saint of all time, Moinuddin Chishti, decided to not to play his instruments for the whole day. Seldom we see a senior taking so much care and showing so much respect for a junior. And to be precise, it is not the greatness or some special about the junior. In fact, it is this caring quality that makes the senior a special person, a wonderful person. So Chishti waited from morning, and in the afternoon Jilani came. Chishti had hidden his instruments. When Jilani came and they both sat in silence, the instruments started to make music. The whole room was filled. Chishti became very puzzled over what to do. He had hidden them, and such music he had never known before. Jilani laughed and said, "Master, rules are not for you. You need not hide them. Rules are for ordinary people. Rules are not for you. You should not hide them. How can you hide your soul? Your hands may not play. You may not sing from your throat, but your whole being is musical. And this whole room is filled with so much music, with so many vibrations, that now the whole room is playing by itself. What a beautiful story. A rose is a rose. No matter how much you hide it, it will keep spreading its fragrance, its bliss. Moinuddin Chishti was such a rose, a very, very precious rose. To show respect towards Jilani's Mohammedan conventions, he humbly tried to hide his instruments, his music. But the very fragrance of his music, the very source of his blissful music, was filled in every cell of his body, that even without his touching the instruments, Jilani could hear the soft, enchanting, blissful music. He was just himself. All his life, he never tried to become. He was just happy to be himself. This is how the great Sufi saints are. They are beyond the walls of all religions. They are the angels who can help you find the way. I humbly prostrate before all the great Sufi saints. May their blessings be upon me and on all my listeners and followers. Dargah is a place of worship, the most holiest place. It signifies Jupiter and not Rahu. The reason I am mentioning this is because many of you have wrong myths about Dargah just because it comes under the influence of Islam. Just because it comes under the influence of Islam, it doesn't mean it is connected with Rahu. And first of all, even Islam is not connected in any way with Rahu. It is just the hatred towards Islam that many Pandits assigned Rahu to Islam. That is utterly wrong and unfair. Islam is connected with moon, you see. That is why you will find many of them are quickly influenced by ideologies, and they are always found to be more idealistic, more emotional, more vulnerable to situations, and more reactive. And moon is also their religious symbol. These folks are highly emotional. They may give their life to save someone, or they will kill others on the name of religion. They are easily brainwashed because they primarily come under the moon, and moon is very easily influenced and impressed. Always remember, Sai Baba spent his whole life in uniting the Hindus and Muslims. Whenever a Muslim would come to seek Baba's blessing, Baba would say, Ram tera bhala kare, meaning Lord Ram bless you, referring to Lord Ram, the Hindu deity. And when a Hindu would come to seek Baba's blessing, then Sai Baba would say, Allah tera bhala kare, meaning Allah bless you, referring to Allah, the Muslim faith. You see, he would do this purposely so as to make everybody aware that Ram or Rahim, Ram or Allah are one and the same, to help his devotees realize that God has no religion. If you are a devotee of Sai Baba, if you truly love Sai Baba, then you will never discriminate between a Hindu and a Muslim. Sai Baba says, let us love and serve each other and be happy. Sai Baba used to say, Sabka Malik Ek, meaning the Holy Divine Master is one for the whole humanity. And so where is the question of Hindu, Muslim, Christian or Sikh? These are just nameplates that you carry all your life, and in the process miss to realize the true essence of life. The true essence of life is love. Love is the only and true religion. Always remember, you will continue to suffer and you will face many miseries as long as you remain trapped in the four walls of religion and dogmas. It is only when you break the walls that you experience freedom, the first breath of freedom, true freedom, absolute freedom. Freedom is at the core of your happy life. Possessiveness kills love. It is only freedom that nurtures love. Let there be more love in your being. Don't wait for others to shower love on you. That is the mistake that most people do. You first love yourself, because it is only when you love yourself that you will start loving others. It is only when you start loving others that others will start loving you. It all begins from you. The first ripple of love has to form within you, within your heart. Always remember, the first ripple of love has to rise in your heart. If it has not risen from yourself, it cannot rise for anybody else, because everybody else is farther away from you. And so, the first ripple of love has to rise in your heart first. Love to all my listeners, followers, and fellow travelers. Always remember, if you can find peace within you, if you can find love within your being, then you don't have to go anywhere. God will come in search of you to find peace, to find love within. You have to start meditating. You have to start chanting the holy name of the Lord. You have to start chanting the holy mantra. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Meditate every day, and when you meditate, remember, you are not alone. God is with you, and God is watching you. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru.